presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Ohio.
A magic moment from Mike Napoli was trumped by a mighty blow from Robinson Cano, and now the Indians head out on the road to close the month of April. First up, their Central Division rivals from Detroit, led by Miguel Cabrera and company. Comerica Park has been a house of horrors for the Tribe over the years, but Josh Tomlin relishes the role of stopper, and he'll oppose Justin Verlander next on Sports Time Ohio. Now the rain has moved out, and we've got a beautiful evening in downtown Detroit, Michigan, the Motor City, home of the Tigers. And tonight at Comerica Park, it's the first of three between Cleveland and Detroit. Before the ball game, the face of the Tigers taking some hacks in the batting cage, Miguel Cabrera. Boy, has he been a thorn in the Indian side over the years. And a former Indian, Victor Martinez, checking in with the newest star of the Tribe, Francisco Lindor. And the Tigers will have to deal with another new face on the Indians ball club, and that's Mike Napoli, who figures to play a prominent role as the season rolls on. Rick, they're going to need some help from some of these new guys because the Tigers, for whatever reason, have simply owned the Indians in recent years.
Well, when you look at the record since Francona's been the manager, they have certainly dominated. Here, 19 wins for the Indians, 37 for the Tigers, and you can see over 5 runs a ball game. That's why I say anytime you play the Tigers, you must score 5 runs if you want to win, unless you get an outstanding pitching performance. But they've roughed up the Cleveland starters. The bullpen ERA is up there as well. But for whatever reason, you come here, you're going to have to beat them and score a lot of runs.
Yeah, because as we say, when you play in the division, you've got to win as many games as you can within the division, have any hopes of getting to the postseason. And the Indians have had their trouble, obviously, here in Detroit over the years, and Miguel Cabrera is a big part of that problem because what do? If they didn't have such a good lineup around him, you could just say, well, walk him every time. But when you've got Victor behind him, that makes it difficult.
Well, he is, for me, the best pure hitter in all of baseball is Miguel Cabrera. And the key, I think, when you're going to face him, you have to keep the guys off base in front of him.
Right.
If that's the case, then you can go ahead and pitch around him and let Victor do some damage. But, you look at his numbers against the Indians, 353 batting average, 40 home runs, 129 ribbies, 200 hits. I mean, it's goofy. It's like Little League baseball numbers when you look at him. But he is a great hitter. So the key, keep the hitters off base in front of him and walk him more. He only had 75 walks there against the Indians. Walk him 125 times. He can't run a whole lot once he gets on the base.
It'll be the first pitch of the first matchup this year between the Indians and Tigers coming up. But when we return, Alan Jensen will get you updated from the studio, and we'll check in with Andre Knott about the Tribe's newest leadoff man. That's all straight ahead. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by your local Toyota dealers, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. at Comerica Park in Detroit. The Indians are raring and ready to go, facing the Tigers for the first time here in 2016, and hopefully it will be a different story, because in recent years it's been a one-sided rivalry in which the Tigers have had the upper hand. Forecast for tonight looks pretty good. Gonna be a little chilly, overcast, but dry. That's the most important part. Interesting tonight, when you sit down and you look at the Indians lineup, the first thing that jumps out at you is, oh, that's got to be a typo. Carlos Santana leading off as the designated hitter for the Indians. Not a typo. Let's go down to Andre Knott, who has more.
Not a typo at all, Matt. And you know, it's Terry Francona's birthday, and he figured for his birthday, try something new. I'm kidding. Basically, they've thought about using Carlos Santana as a leadoff hitter for basically back to spring training. But basically today they looked at it, no Rajai Davis in the lineup, no Jose Ramirez. So they figured, why not try Carlos Santana as the leadoff hitter? He's a guy that's been one of the leaders in walks over the last couple of seasons. And for Santana, he's ready to take on the duty.
No surprise for me, because I'm doing a couple games in the speed training. And Tito, he told me before the season come, I mean, he no surprise, I'm be okay, and I try to doing what I can and help to my team.
That's our Hear Right sounds of the game. And then Carlos Santana, we know he walks a lot. We know he sees a lot of pitches, so I guess why not try?
You know what? He's not going to change his approach. He's going to be the exact same, I think, if he hits fifth, if he hits first. We'll see. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen every day. It is today. He's DH and he's in the leadoff spot. He, average-wise, not great numbers against Verlander, but he has 6 homers off Verlander in his career, so we'll see what happens. Be interesting.
Let's take a look at Terry Francona's entire starting lineup tonight, courtesy of Progressive. Carlos Santana in the leadoff spot. Jason Kipnis will bat second. Francisco Lindor will hit third. Then it's Mike Napoli, who leads the team with 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. Yan Gomes hitting fifth. Marlon Byrd will bat sixth. He's in left field tonight. Lonnie Chisenhall in right will hit seventh, and Juan Uribe and Tyler Naquin bats ninth.
And our Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher is going to be Justin Verlander. Verlander is 1-1 with a 7.16 against the, 1-1 this year and a 7.16 ERA. And he's coming off a win in his last start. He made 3 on the year. This will be start number 4. And his 44th career start against the Indians, and he has compiled an 18-18 record against them. But he has not beaten the Indians in over 2 years. His last win came in this ballpark April 17th, 2014. And in 7 starts since that win, he is 0-4 with a 5. So the Indians have had success against him. It'd be nice to get off on the right foot against Verlander here tonight on the start of a 10-day, 9-game road trip. Let's check out the defense behind him tonight. It stacks up this way. Upton is in left field, Collins is in center, J.D. Martinez in right, Castellanos at third, Iglesias is short, Kinsler is at second, Cabrera at first, Wilson doing the catching.
The umpiring crew tonight, Eric Cooper will have the plate. Adrian Johnson is at first base. The crew chief, Gary Cedarstrom, is at third. And making his big league debut tonight at second base, Ramon De Jesus.
Well, I can tell you one thing that we normally don't see with a leadoff hitter, and that's a huge shift as Castellanos goes all the way from third base out into short right field.
We're ready to go. Justin Verlander on the hill as Carlos Santana digs in. And Verlander's first pitch is a fastball that nicks the outside corner for strike 1. Curveball in the dirt. And the count 1-1.
Justin Verlander, 33 years old now, his 11th season here with Detroit.
Fastball up and away. Santana taking a little extra time as he steps back in. And a perfect pitch at the knees on the outside corner. Verlander comes back to even the count at 2-2. There was a time in his career when Justin Verlander would just rear back and throw it as hard as he could, and he could hit triple digits on the radar gun. Those days are gone, but at 92 miles an hour, he can still be effective if he commands the baseball.
Well, he has a great changeup. He's got a curveball. He has a slider. He pitches a lot more now. And, you know, there's times where we've seen him fall in love with that changeup at times. He will throw a lot of pitches even to this day, and Santana already with a full count.
The payoff pitch is a fastball drilled to deep right field, and Santana got him again. Carlos Santana gives the Indians a 1-0 lead.
How about that?
With his 7th career home run off Justin Verlander.
Yes, indeed. Boy, you put him up there in his first at-bat. One swing gives the Indians a lead, and they're going to play from in front tonight to start this road trip. That's great. We may see him again tomorrow if he continues this. 3-2 pitch. He gave him the fastball inside, and he drills it into the right field seats for Santana. His 3rd home run, his 9th RBI. And I looked down at that bench, and they were pumped. Did you see everybody clapping? They got excited about it. That's great.
Now, you know, Terry Francona was happy to see him.
Verlander, that's his 4th home run given up. And you can see the most home runs against Verlander in their career. Jim Thome leads the way, and Santana just tied him to go with A-Rod, Jermaine Dye, and Victor Martinez.
Well, and I think one of the really neat stories out of all this, and I don't know if anybody asked him about it before the ballgame, but Mike Pacta told me that outside of Carlos Santana and Jason Kipnis, who did it last year as a DH in the leadoff spot, the only other guy that he could think of, looking back, researching, who DH'd as a leadoff hitter was Terry Francona.
Wow.
Michael Brantley also did it one time. There's a pop-up on the infield. Castellanos, the 3rd baseman, has it, and Kipnis is out number 1. So how about, I mean, Tito's like, oh, well, I did it. I'm going to put Santana in there as a DH to see what he can do.
Well, it was the right move.
Yeah. There you go. Terry did it 3 times in 1988. Kipnis 13 times a year ago.
Hey, look at all left-handed hitters. Of course, Santana the switch hitter. But
well, you think that home run might get him another spot up in there?
Sure. Hey, when you have one swing, the Indians are 5-1 when they score first. Let's see how the rest of the night transpires.
Right,
but I'll tell you what. You tell Terry Francona, you put him in the leadoff spot, you're going to lead out 1-0. He'll be up there every day.
Yeah.
Got to send out birthday wishes to Terry Francona today as well. So
is it not polite to say how old he is?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's only 26.
Is there a point where you didn't want people to keep reminding you your birthday was?
Yeah, 29. And you just
that was
keep
it.
going.
After 29, you were done.
Who cares? You quit counting now. Where we're at.
What you mean we?
Terry, me. That's what I'm talking about.
2-1 pitches outside, 3 balls.
Well, you better start.
I know.
Forgetting. I'll tell you what.
Me. There's not. Nobody goes around and says, "Hey, it's my 48th birthday. Want to celebrate?"
You're no spring chicken.
Verlander into the windup and the 3-1 pitch. Lindor fouls it back out of play.
I don't know. Birthdays for some people love them and they look forward to them. It doesn't matter what age they are.
And I think that's the key to it, because I love that philosophy. How old would you be if you didn't know how old you were? And that's the way I think you should approach it. It is just a number. If you want to act like that number, that's your own prerogative.
Yes.
All right, let's get off this subject. Francisco Lindor draws a 1-out walk, and the Indians will try to keep the pressure on Verlander. And the whole theory for Francona of putting Santana in that leadoff spot to grind away at Verlander, make him throw a lot of pitches, because when they've had success in the past, it's when they've just grinded him away in 5 innings, and he's out of the game.
They've had their way with him. 18 times they've been able to beat him, and you know he has to work hard against this ball club. He knows it. He's pitched more against the Indians than any other club. As a matter of fact, he made his very first start against the Indians back in. It was Jacobs Field, I think, back then. Or was it Progressive Field? No, because he was in 2004 first round. It was Jake. No, it was Progressive. Yeah, Jacobs Field.
Well, Francisco Lindor is getting an eyeful of Justin Verlander's move. He's got some of the quickest feet of any starting pitcher, and he throws over to first more than anybody.
Well, and Josh Tomlin does too. I mean, he pays attention to the base runners. Josh Tomlin, I believe, does a better job holding him on, but Verlander will make plenty of throws to first base. You can get your ticker out and start keeping count.
There's 3.
But Verlander, if you're a base stealer, you want to get that lead early and get set, because he's very quick, and once he comes set, he's not as quick over there.
He's thrown 1 pitch to Mike Napoli, and 4 times he's thrown to first base.
He had a stat, I believe it was last year.
That's 5. Oh, that one probably doesn't count because time was called.
Verlander threw the most times over to first base, and Lester threw the fewest times to first base, and they both had about the same amount of steals on them, which was a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think Verlander feels like he has to do that to just give him a fighting chance, because he doesn't have one of those quick slide step moves, or he's doing all he can do. But as long as you don't get caught napping, you've got a good chance to steal off of him. 2 balls and a strike to Mike Napoli. Napoli off the bench with that pinch hit, game-tying home run yesterday against the Seattle Mariners, but unfortunately the Mariners would win it in 10 innings.
Well, they battled back. They were down 5-0 and down 7-4. They tied it up at 7. He got a slider from Joaquin Benoit and tied the ball game up. The first pinch hit of his career, and it came at the right time. Unfortunately, the Indians gave it back.
I think he'd like to have that swing back. That was a pitch. I think he had it right in his wheelhouse. I mean, teed up, ready to let her rip. He fouled it back. Chase that one up out of the strike zone. 2 down.
Verlander gets him. He elevates the fastball here. You can see where Wilson goes up. It's above the strike zone, and Napoli chased it. That's on our Nissan pitch tracker. That's the one where you want him to bring it down. You see it so well as a hitter, but you just don't catch up to it.
So 2 down with Lindor still at first base. And Yan Gomes, the batter. Gomes, a homer 5 driven in already this year. And he takes a strike. Gomes takes, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2.
He wasn't messing around throwing to first base that time. He jumps up top. 0-2.
Gomes swings and misses. The inning is over. Verlander gets a couple of strikeouts to end it. But Carlos Santana works the count to full and then unloads for the game's first run. Comerica Park in Detroit, and we'll take a look at the starting lineup for Brad Ausmus and the Tigers. Ian Kinsler leading it off to a great start this year. Justin Upton will bat second, Miguel Cabrera third. Then it's Victor, J.D. Martinez, Nick Castellanos. Bottom third, Tyler Collins, Bobby Wilson, and Jose Iglesias.
And the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher, Josh Tomlin, making his second start. His first start came against the Mets. Gave up a leadoff home run to Curtis Granderson and then went 5 scoreless, retiring 15 of the last 18 hitters. So he is 1-0, 180 earned run average. He did beat the Tigers last year right here in this ballpark. Complete game.
Josh Tomlin's first pitch to Ian Kinsler is a strike.
Kinsler's been on a roll. 4 straight games where he's had multi-hit efforts. His last 4, he's got 9 on the year already. So he has been locked in. We saw him a couple years ago where he started and he was hitting everything in sight early in the year. Using right field a lot.
Hit to left, but right at Marlon Byrd, 1 down.
Well, why not set that Indians defense? Brought to you by Jeep. You mentioned it. Byrd out in left field. Naquin at center. Chisenhall in right. Uribe at third. Lindor at short. Kipnis is at second. Napoli at first. Gomes doing the catching.
One of the new Tigers, Justin Upton. Already has a 4-hit game this year. That came against the Pirates 10 days ago.
Upton's problem this year has been the strikeout already. 25 strikeouts in 62 at bats. He's a guy that, that's very high for him. He's about 20% of the time striking out, maybe a little bit more. But coming over to this league, it may take a little bit of an adjustment.
Yeah, he's usually anywhere from 130 to 160 strikeouts a year, depending on how many games he plays.
Well, you lock him in for 500 and some at bats, and he's just a little bit ahead of pace.
Now, all of those totals were from his days in the National League, so I don't know if that skews the numbers at all. Maybe the total will be higher.
Yeah, well, he's got to get used to the pitchers over in this league, I'm sure.
Just kind of waved at it, but he got a piece sending it out of play.
When you hang around a team and you've got a guy you're hitting in front of, Cabrera. I mean, you can learn from him, Victor Martinez, and some of the great hitters on this team. They'll help you along. You just make the adjustments. And, you know, people are already saying, well, we have to get him out of the number 2 hole. Well, it's only 2 weeks into the season. Brad Osman says, no. I mean, it's way too early to panic. Think about that. But if you can retire the 2 guys in front of Cabrera, it should help you out when you have to face him. You don't mind walking. I think the Indians.
Nice effort by Napoli, but comes up a little bit short.
You know, over the last few years, they just, every time it seems like Cabrera comes to the plate, he has a lot of guys on. A lot of foul territory in this ballpark going that way, and it does land in play, but Napoli couldn't get there. It just wasn't hit high enough.
Now the 2-2. Upton sends one sky high to shallow left. Bird will come in. And Marlin makes the catch. 2 down. Rick, is it any easier to hit in front of a great hitter like a Miguel Cabrera as opposed to hitting behind him, or is it all situational?
You should get more pitches when you're hitting in front of a guy like Cabrera. You know, I mean, if it comes down to 3-2 counter, you go deep, they're not going to walk you. They're going to want to throw you a strike. So you might be able to be a little more aggressive, I think, if you're in front of a guy like that. If you're behind them and then they walk him, then you have to protect them.
Yeah, I think
you have to take care of them. There's more pressure on a guy hitting behind them.
And they've got the perfect guy in terms of mentality for that in Victor Martinez.
Switch hitter, too, mind you. Yes.
Although earlier in his career, I wouldn't have maybe thought that. And that has nothing to do with the mental toughness of Victor Martinez. But when we watched him in Cleveland,
a little more aggressive.
He was overly aggressive. It would almost seem like he would get himself out because he wanted it too bad.
Well, that's how young hitters are. They like to swing the bat.
But he's definitely matured as a hitter, hasn't he?
Yes. The more at-bats you get, the more patience you get. He's one tough out, I'll tell you that. And this guy here might be the best pure hitter in all of baseball. There's some great hitters out there, but he makes it look so easy. Where it's pitched, he uses the whole field. You make a mistake, he can hit it out of the ballpark. And he spits on good pitches like that where other people chase, and most of the time he's not even thinking about it.
I know the Tigers have only played 14 games. I don't think we've ever faced Miguel Cabrera at any point in any season where we've seen his batting average at .232. Swung out and missed. It'll leave in the count of 2-2.
Oh, it won't be there long.
And it really is completely insignificant because you know what he can do, and so that number. Now, if he does that for a couple of years, then you can say, okay, he's not the same hitter he used to be. That number might as well not even be on the screen. Bounces to short, and Lindor makes a good feed across. Josh Tomlin with a 1-2-3 first inning. And the Indians lead the Tigers 1-0. Out to an early 1-0 lead. Marlon Byrd, Lonnie Chisenhall, Juan Uribe for the Indians here in inning number 2. Justin Verlander gave up a leadoff home run to Carlos Santana to start the game. And Marlon Byrd looks at a fastball just off the outside corner.
Byrd has very good numbers in his small sample size against Verlander. 5 for 11.
Low and away, 2-0. Fighting it off the other way, and it's going to get down and foul. I think he broke his bat, and then he'll need a new piece of lumber. Byrd tries to pull it in the hole. Third baseman Castellanos cuts in front and throws him out. Time to take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Score 5 to beat the Tigers. 5 for the Indians is usually a very successful number. Don't let Miggy beat you. You know, yesterday was probably one of the few times going back to a year ago in which the Indians scored 5 or more and didn't get the win. Lonnie Chisenhall fouls one straight back. Low and away.
Straight away on the infield, straight away on the outfield for Chisenhall.
Lonnie might have reached for one. Ball's behind in the count. Redbird says that going back to last year, to follow up on my point, when the Indians score 5 or more, they're 58-10. So yesterday truly was the exception. Now the 1-2. Upstairs to even the count.
Well, it was a weird game yesterday because, you know, they started out, they were losing early. They only had a couple hits going into the 5th inning, but a couple of big home runs. Rajai Davis hit the 3-run homer to bring them right back into it. They gave some runs back.
Now he throws it right by Lonnie Chisenhall, and there are 2 down.
Well, Indians baseball is live with MLB.com at-bat app. You can stay connected all season with radio broadcasts, video highlights, stats, news, and more. Just download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone and tablet.
Juan Uribe. Tell you what, when he turns it loose, he gets after it. It's 0-1.
Back with a curveball. And he's got very good break to it. Has a nice feel for it. Great pitch.
Well, you know, watching Verlander come back and string together strikeouts like he's done here is not surprising after the leadoff home run by Carlos Santana. In his last start against Houston, he gave up 2 home runs in the span of 5 batters to start that game. But he hung around, and they came back and won the game.
Right. He got that his first win of the year. Ended up going 6 innings. Had 8 strikeouts in that ball game. Well, this is how that's how Josh Tomlin started out his first starting against the Mets. Granderson hit a home run, and he didn't give up anything the rest of the way for his 5 innings.
Yeah, I don't know what the numbers are, but I'll bet they're not overwhelmingly in favor. When you hit a leadoff home run to start a game, I don't think it automatically leads to a lot of wins. For whatever reason, it just seems like
it wakes you up in a hurry.
Sometimes it seems like if you hit a leadoff home run, you might not do anything the rest of the game. We've seen that happen. Kinsler makes a nice play. He was looking around to see if anybody else was going to get there. Sure didn't look like help was on the way, so he made the play himself, and the Indians go 1-2-3. Grew up or came of age during the decade of the 1980s, there's a pretty good chance that Prince was at least part of the soundtrack of your life, and he will be missed. Sadly passed away yesterday at the age of just 57. Really shocking the entertainment world. You think back in the last few months, we've lost David Bowie and now Prince. That's 2 absolute icons in the music industry. Victor Martinez does what he always does. He lines a base hit into left center field. It goes to the wall, and he's got himself a leadoff double. Well, when it comes to facing the Indians, if Miguel Cabrera's not getting a hit, Victor Martinez usually is.
That's Victor's 4th double, but he just stayed on that fastball that was up out over the plate, and he shoots it the other way. Certainly a lot of room in this outfield, as we talk about, from alley to alley. Straight away 420 feet, and it's very deep in left center. For anybody that could run, that might have been a triple.
Victor's 81st career game against the Indians, Rick, and that gives him 101 hits in 299 at-bats. Now J.D. Martinez.
This guy has developed into some kind of right-handed hitter. Surprising power, goes the other way, stays on the baseball. Tigers this year, they're 2nd in the league in hitting. Coming into today with a 273 average, 4th in runs scored with 67. They are 4th, they have 18 home runs, but they're not a team that really runs a lot, so they hit you and they try and drive it out of the ballpark to hurt you.
And he takes a strike. It's 2-1. Martinez hits one right at Lindor, who looks Victor Martinez back in, just does throw out JD. One away. Our stat of the game comes to us courtesy of Buick. Josh Tomlin, in his last 9 starts after an Indians loss, he has been money in the bank.
No doubt. 8-0. I mean, you can't ask for anything better. That's, you call that your stopper, but a lot of times that's what your #1 starter does, is after you lose it, you come right back and get in the win column, and he's been outstanding.
Nick Castellanos
was able to get JD Martinez to pull that ball.
Castellanos pulls off the pitch, and he swings and misses. 3rd full season in the big leagues, or you would expect it will be a full season for Castellanos. Last 2 years he's hit .259 and .255 respectively. From 11 homers 2 years ago to 15 last season. RBI total from 66 to 73. 30 or more doubles in each of the last 2 years. There's a strike. You know, there was a time when teams were built on corner guys who hit for power, first, third, left, and right. I don't know that those same metrics apply anymore. You look for power, I guess, wherever you can find it nowadays.
Yeah.
And so it's not uncommon to have a third baseman that hits 12 to 15 home runs a year.
No, not the old days. You used to, like, yeah, the corner guys used to have to hit for power. They were bigger guys. You know, the speedsters usually played center field in the middle positions, but now you've got second basemen that hit, you know, for power. Houston's got a guy that already has 5, the little second baseman that he can.
Altuve.
Altuve.
And you've got Robinson Cano in Seattle, who's always been a good power hitter as a second baseman. There for a while, the shortstops, you know, were hitting for power and high average.
A lot of good shortstops in the league now, in all of baseball.
One ball and 2 strikes. Victor Martinez at second base and 1 out. And the pitch is inside, 2-2.
Well, Josh really working both sides of the plate. He's trying to go inside, and when he does, and he misses in there, he's missing in off the plate like you have to do. But he's making the hitters conscious of both sides of the plate early in that first time through the lineup.
Got him to chase. And that'll be Tomlin's first strikeout, 2 down in the 2nd inning.
Let's make this our Circle K strikeout. Gets Castellanos to chase at a pitch out of the zone in the dirt. Bounces into Gomes' glove. Really a nice pitch right there.
Tyler Collins, left-handed hitter. One of only 2 left-handed bats in the lineup. The other, Victor Martinez, is a switch hitter.
Well, Anthony Gose usually plays center field, but Collins has played the last couple days. I got to try and get him going. Gose is scuffling a little bit, so Ausmus wanted to give him a couple of days off to regroup and take a breath.
And Collins cuts and misses. It's 1-1.
Looked like a changeup right there. See the good arm speed there. Looks like a fastball. The movement going down and away, and you get the hitter that is out in front of that pitch.
And the 1-1. Trying to get him to offer at it, but he wouldn't do it. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1. Pulled to first, backhanded by Napoli, gets away. Kipnis is there. He throws to Tomlin, who covers the bag and ends the inning. That's great teamwork right there. And the leadoff double does no damage. We've played 2 in the Motor City. It's the Indians 1 and the Tigers nothing. In the game for Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Tyler Naquin will lead off for the Indians. Takes a low fastball for a strike. Naquin with 7 hits in his first 22 at-bats.
Tyler Fields here playing center field in this park for the first time. When you look behind you and that fence is quite a distance away from you.
It's got to be a little daunting for any center fielder, especially young.
Every time you come in a new park, you know, it takes a little bit to get used to where you might want to play. That's why out in pregame and early batting practice, you go out and you mark your territory.
Good low fastball, threw it by him. It's 2-2.
We'll love hitting here if you can find one of those alleys in right or left center field.
And Naquin down on strikes. 4th K for Verlander, 1 away here in inning number 3. Carlos Santana's first time up, leading off as the DH tonight, and on a 3-2 pitch. That ball was on the inside part of the plate, and Santana got after it.
Yeah, he got himself a fastball in a full count, and he did what you're supposed to do with it. Hit it hard, got it out of the ballpark.
Bobby Bonds did it back in 1979.
Yeah, it's another one of his clubs, the Yankees.
The year before that, on this date in Indians history, Fenway Park in Boston, We were talking about corner guys, big, strong guys who could hit for power. Andre Thornton hit for the cycle.
Yeah, for the cycle, okay. Yeah, remember that.
Here's a great question, Arch. I'm sure you'll know. Do you remember who the DH was that day? It wasn't Andre. It wasn't you.
No, I don't.
You talked to him earlier tonight.
Willie Horton?
How about that?
Is that right?
He was the DH for the Indians that day, and he went 2 for 5.
Willie Horton, yeah. Spent most of his career, started here with the Tigers. Yeah, had a chance to see him tonight. His number's retired here with the wall in left field. There you see it. Willie Horton, boy, he was, you talk about young, strong and powerful. And
built low to the ground.
Compound. I mean, yeah, compact and strong.
Santana shoots one toward left center. Upton on the run, looking up, and it is off the fence. Oh, Santana almost had his second home run of the night. He'll slide in safely with a 1-out double.
I think we found ourselves a new leadoff hitter. He's going to left center field. When's the last time you see him drive a ball to left center field? He usually pulls off everything. That was a good fastball down and away that he stayed on and drove it to left field, hit the base of the wall. So Santana with the 2 of the Indians hits, a home run, now a double. I really like that swing.
Now Jason Kipnis, who popped up on the infield. His first time up. Santana lost track of what was going on. He walked back into the line of Jason Kipnis, so Kipnis had to step out of the box. Verlander 50 pitches on the night, 27 for strikes. And that one just did dance into the zone, 1-1.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a pretty good feel for his curveball tonight. Because he has 4 strikeouts, and every strikeout he's elevated the fastball when he gets to 2 strikes, but he sets it up with that curveball.
That's outside, 2-1. Francisco Lindor waits on deck as the Indians try to extend the lead here in the 3rd. You know, the other thing about that double by Santana, you forget until you come here for the first time every year just how big this outfield is.
Yeah, very spacious. Kansas City might be the only outfield that's bigger than this.
Well, you got to have some athletes to be able to play this outfield defensively.
That's right. You got to cover some ground. There's no doubt about it.
And even with that, you're going to have to give up something and hope that your pitcher doesn't make a mistake that exposes you to that.
You play a little bit deeper. You try and cut off the gaps, because if they get to the gaps, it could be a triple if you can run. So you're going to see, I think, more hits falling in as singles.
The 2-1.
It's really a good ballpark to pitch in if you're like a fly ball pitcher and you can get them to hit to the big part of the ballpark. Let your center fielder get his work.
And they've always had athletic center fielders. You think about
Curtis Granderson,
Austin Jackson after Curtis Granderson.
Right.
Now Anthony Gose, not in there tonight, but Kipnis a swing and a miss on a 3-1 pitch, and the count is full. That fastball up to 93, maybe his best bolt so far tonight.
We still have Cameron Maybin here too, that can go out there and play.
Is he healthy or
No, he's on the DL.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
he's on the DL. I think he got hurt in spring training and he's not quite back yet.
Payoff pitch. And Kipnis pops it up. Shallow left, in comes Upton. And he'll make the catch, 2 down. Oh, Andre could run a little bit in his younger days. How would you like to play in this outfield?
I would not, and I thought we weren't talking about age the rest of this program today. You know, it's funny you guys bring this up. Rajai Davis, who played here last year, I talked to him before they went out to batting practice, and he goes, I'm taking young Tyler Naquin out here. We're going to figure out how he's going to play center field here. Now, he said, he goes, Tyler, he wouldn't tell him to play as deep as he's been playing at Progressive Field. He goes, but if you don't cover up those gaps, you're going to get in trouble. So it's interesting. Everybody's been telling Tyler all spring to play a little bit, deeper.
Right.
They come here and they say, well, maybe don't play as deep, but you got to find your comfort spot when the game starts.
You know why they say that? Because that wall,
right.
Outfielders have a tendency when they stand out there, they get used to looking back and seeing a wall close to them. But when you're playing in a center field that's 420 feet and you play that normal, and you look back and you feel comfortable, you're way too deep.
Right. Well, Davis said even left field is different than anywhere else. And he said, and he goes, just how it juts out into that gap. He goes, if you don't understand that, you're going to get in a heap of trouble quickly.
You better have your running shoes on. If your pitcher's giving up a lot of hits on a given day, you can cover a lot of ground out there. So hopefully it's not going to be the case, and he'll be able to run them all down.
You figure, with that center field being about 420, it's probably about 3 to 4 strides you want to play in as opposed to where you would normally do. Or, 3 to 4 strides farther back than where you would maybe normally be playing. But it's hard to do if you're using the wall as your
Yeah, that's what you don't want to do. Use that wall as your benchmark.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it. That's why you have to get a feel. And every hitter's different. With Cabrera, you're going to be deeper. But with other hitters, you're not going to be.
I guess that's what I was trying to say. If you use the wall as your benchmark, you go to that spot and then take 3 to 4 strides in, and you'd be about where you would normally be.
Well, I'm glad to hear Davis took him out there and gave him a little schooling, because Rajai was over here and he played left. He played in center a number of times. So and you have to go out there and do it on your own. You really do. You got to get a feel for it. It's a comfort zone.
I always like what you said. Outfielders fear the ball hit over their head, but a ball hit over your head that's really hit, that's the pitcher's mistake.
I blame the pitcher, right, if you don't get it. If it stays in the ballpark, you don't catch it, that's not right.
Good at bat here by Lindor as he's worked the count full. Indians looking for that big 2-out RBI hit here to take advantage of the Carlos Santana double.
Well, looks like Verlander's being a little more careful with Lindor. Even though Napoli's on deck.
He made a perfect pitch. And that one clocked up at 95 miles an hour. So when he needed one, he reached back for a little something extra. Might have got a little help from the umpire. Between innings. Bobby Wilson, Jose Iglesias, and Ian Kinsler due up for the Tigers here in the third. Bobby Wilson. Pulls that one foul. Wilson last year in 56 games split between Tampa Bay and Texas hit a .189 with a homer, 14 runs batted in. Swung out and missed, and an easy strikeout for Josh Tomlin to start the bottom of the third. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. And for Detroit, talked about Cameron Maben, James McCann, catcher on the DL. And some of the injuries to the pitching staff as well. Here is Jose Iglesias. And he takes a strike.
Josh Tomlin right to work on Bobby Wilson, wasting no time getting his second strikeout. He's been painting the edges to this point, changing speeds nicely.
Just inside. High pop, left field. Bird says he's got it. Stays with it, makes the catch. 2 down.
Well, a $13 district ticket presented by Sports Time Ohio is back and includes your first drink. You can grab some friends, catch the game from the corner, or the new drink rails out in left field. District tickets are only available online at Indians.com.
Ian Kinsler takes a strike. Yeah, look at Josh Tomlin double up, gets ahead 0-2. Trying to work another 1-2-3 inning. Up high, Kinsler not offering. Only Tiger to reach was Victor Martinez, who led off the second with a double. Other than that, Tomlin has been able to hold them at bay. Kinsler not offering. 2-2.
Well, you see how he changed his eye level of pitch before that curveball after he jumped out 0-2. Went high fastball, couldn't get the swing. It was a little too high. Follows it up with a low curveball and doesn't get the swing. So he hasn't been able to get him to chase.
Got him that time.
Cutter.
Tomlin's third strikeout of the night, and for the second time in 3 innings, he retires the side in order. It remains Cleveland 1, Detroit 0. Mike Napoli, Jan Gomes, and Marlon Byrd. They'll take their hacks against Justin Verlander. You know, so much of baseball is a game based on matchups, and you look at the lefty righty platoon scenarios that fill baseball lineup cards on a daily basis. But for Justin Verlander over the last couple of years, that theory is almost done an about face, because he's getting left-handed hitters out, but it's the right-handers who are wearing him out this year, and really the last couple of years. I suppose there are different theories, Rick, as to why that may be the case, but in his 3 starts this year coming in, right-handers are hitting .371 against him with 3 home runs. Lefties, .259, no home runs.
Yeah, that's a little hard to believe unless it's the changeup and the curveball going down, and you would think that slider to the right-handers would be tough. But
Brad Ausmus, the Tigers manager, said, you know, first of all, he said, I don't have an answer. I'm not going to come out and think, act like I think I know for sure. But he said, I think part of it is his velocity is down from when he dominated earlier in his career. And that may give right-handed hitters a little bit, not say advantage, but gives them more of a fighting chance than when he was throwing 97, 98.
Well, watch his strikeouts today. High fastball, high fastball. He has 6 of them. Another high fastball. There you go. One more time. The only one that was down. He locked up Lindor. He reached back and threw 95 at the knees, and then he just gets Napoli upstairs again. So he's gone upstairs with 2 strikes. That's the pitch the Indians hitters are going to have to lay off and make him get it down.
Gomes fouls one off. Now, in his loss, let me think here. Brad Ausmus says that he doesn't look just simply at the average numbers as far as, the righty-lefty thing for Verlander. He said you got to use a weighted on-base percentage, which is similar to what we know now as OPS, on-base plus slugging. It measures damage. Home runs count more than triples, triples more than doubles, etc. Strike to the outside corner. And so Ausmus said when you crunch all those numbers, he said it's not like right-handers are killing him. It's just that left-handers are not doing any damage. They're not doing anything against him. So
you don't ask.
Yeah.
Let it continue. I mean, big home runs, people are going to hit home runs off you. It doesn't matter. As long as they're solo shots, there's not 2 or 3 guys on base every time they hit a home run off you. You try and keep your team around the ball game, and you try and minimize damage when you have. The guy is still a successful pitcher, but they need him to be good. He had a down year last year, and there you go, another strikeout.
And it's the high fastball that the Indians have not been able to lay off here.
And they're not making an adjustment here going through the second time. Now look, he's got 2 strikeouts in every inning except the second. He has 1, but 2 in the first, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. And now you should be seeing this from the bench if you're a hitter. Look, he's getting us to swing at pitches up and out of the strike zone.
And a fastball misses outside. He's fully loose now because he's pumping that fastball in there at 94 miles an hour. He's hit 95 at least once tonight. But comfortably, that fastball sits 91, 92.
Just a little slider with a right-hander.
That used to be a devastating wipeout pitch when he was throwing, mid-90s on average with his fastball to the right-handed hitters.
See, that's what happens. But when you throw as many innings as Verlander does, and everybody gets caught up into speed and miles per hour, and they're talking about Kluber because he loses a mile per hour or 2. When you start throwing 200 innings a year and you do it year after year after year, and he's been in postseason, you're going to lose velocity. You've got to pick up, and you have to learn how to pitch. You look at all the pitchers that have been around a while; they don't gain velocity.
No.
You don't gain it when you get to 29, 30 years old. You lose velocity. So you have to learn how to pitch a little more. And it's always a constant adjustment or a battle for people. Guys get geared up, man, when they're seeing.
He was able to hold up on that high fastball.
You know, you see young pitchers coming up now just throwing it through the wall. They're throwing 97. You know, they may get away with it for a year or two, but the hitters will catch up eventually. And it all depends on movement.
Well, it's like, I know he's a Hall of Famer, but Rick, when you faced Jim Palmer in 1983, he probably wasn't the same guy that you faced when he was in 1975 for him.
Right.
You know, he lost a little something, but he figured out something along the way too.
Yeah. Learn how to drop that slow curveball a little bit better. I take Jake Arrieta. How about him? I mean, this guy threw a no-hitter last night. He's still throwing 95. He's very deceptive.
3-2 Bird. Nice at bat, draws a 2-out walk. Keeps the inning alive now for Lonnie Chisenhall.
You know, we had an opportunity. I was watching this game last night. This guy is amazing. If you go back to last year, what's he like? 18, 19, and 1. I think in his last 17 starts, he's 15-0. He's on a different planet. He's in the league of Bob Gibson was in 1968 when he had that phenomenal year. There you go. Throw a no-hitter on the road in consecutive seasons. The only other guy to do it, Steve Busby, who's the broadcaster we know with the Texas Rangers. And remember, the Indians beat him last June 16th.
And he's 20-1 since then.
And a .86, an ERA that's not even up to 1. That's a different planet.
Yeah, you're talking about, you just mentioned that Bob Gibson, Don Drysdale sort of
1968.
Yeah,
back in
Louis
that area when they dominated.
Yeah,
that's what Jake Arrieta is doing.
Lonnie Chisenhall checks. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lonnie with a 1-hop smash to Kinsler. And he makes the play to end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It remains Cleveland 1, Detroit nothing. The bottom of the 4th. Last September, Josh Tomlin came in here and pitched a whale of a ball game. He went the distance.
Yeah, I mean, a complete game. It was a great 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and 3 of his 4 complete games have come against the Central, 2 coming last year, 1 here and 1 in Kansas City. And I got to tell you, he's dealing tonight again. He's at 44 pitches, 27 strikes.
Last September, Tomlin went 3-1 with an ERA of an even 3, and the opposition batted just a .197 against him. Good curveball.
See, he's got up to talking to himself. Painted him with a fastball. Comes back with a nice slow hook. Oh,
man, he just buried him.
I'm telling you, he is feeling it tonight. When you look at Josh, that's his 4th strikeout, but he sets it up with his heater. Going inside. Nice pitch. Look at the movement, look at the location. Then he sets it up and goes to his off-speed pitches. Starts getting his strikeouts.
Well, that's the thing. He uses everything, too.
Well, he has to. He's a guy that stays, when he stays out of the middle of the plate, he's awfully tough because he knows he's feeling it tonight. Look at Cabrera right there. A lot of times he'll guess with guys, but you're just not sure whether he's going to start you up inside, outside, hard or soft.
Ran it in and popped him up foul out of play.
Look at Cabrera's turning around asking the umpire. I mean, he wants to know if that was a strike.
This is where I like to invoke the old Joel Skinner line.
It is because you swung at it?
Exactly. And it was Tony Phillips. It was the Tiger who was at the plate and said, was that a strike? And Skin said, it is when I swing and miss. Tony didn't think it was that funny. There's a fly ball to right field. It's not deep enough. Chisenhall's there. And that's out number 2. Now that's going to bring up Victor Martinez, who has the only Tiger hit in the game, and that was a leadoff double in the 2nd. And Victor just took that patented inside-out approach and split the gap in left center.
Well, yeah, and he jumped on the first fastball that he saw. Let's see what Tomlin does to him this time and what he does first pitch. Breaking ball.
Wow, that did miss by a whole lot. 2-0. Right into the teeth of the shift. Kipnis from the outfield grass throws him out. And again, the Tigers go in order. Tomlin has set down 9 in a row. Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. By your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. By the Cleveland Clinic. Access anytime, anywhere. And by T-Mobile. Get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. Well, it's still 1-0. A leadoff home run by Carlos Santana to start the game, and that's been it. Juan Uribe leading off the 5th and fouls it back. Uribe 0 for 1. Johnson said he didn't go. And a count 1-1. Uribe falls in behind 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That looked like he got him upstairs with a fastball. Uribe had a good swing but fouled it off. Most of the guys have been swinging through that pitch tonight. See if he comes back with a breaking ball. He wants to try and elevate again.
Well, he got him to go fish, and that's 8 strikeouts now for Justin Verlander.
Well, kids' tickets start at just $10 for kids 12 and under with the purchase of an adult ticket. And they are located in the family deck out of Progressive Field, home to the expanded kids clubhouse. And kids' tickets are available only at Indians.com.
Now here's Tyler Naquin now, facing Justin Verlander for the 2nd time. Struck him out first time up. And this time it's fouled back out of play.
It just seems like Verlander working, to me, a lot quicker than we normally see him. And that maybe it is because, you know, you haven't had any base runners. The only guy on base has been Santana. You know how we can throw to first base a lot. Boy, he's had a much better tempo.
Thing I've noticed too, Rick, is with his fastball, he stayed out of the happy zone. He's you know, the one pitch he got away with the Napoli that he fouled back, but most of the time his fastball has either been up where they chased it, or it's right at the bottom of the zone where they've had to take it for a strike.
Yeah, he's had really pretty good command as well.
There's a pitch Naquin could handle, and he lines it into center field for a base hit. In-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Carlos Santana leading off the game, goes deep. And that has been the only run of the game to this point. Carlos Santana, in his first career plate appearance in the leadoff spot, hits a home run. And our Mike Pacta is on fire tonight. You know, it's amazing what you can do, what you can accomplish when you get a good night's sleep. Instead of reading those box scores by the light of the jukebox every night. Yeah, he you know, put the feelers out there, and through his network of statisticians came up with this beauty. The last player for the Indians to hit a home run in his first career plate appearance in the leadoff spot, Joe Carter, in 1984. And he did it
time ago
off Frank Tanana.
Okay.
Who ended up pitching here.
Yes, he did. He ended his career here. I think where he was in '84, probably Texas.
Yeah. Oakland draws another throw. Oh, he stopped keeping track because the Indians didn't have any base runners, but he threw over 7 times early in the game at first base when Lindor was over there.
Yeah, the first inning walk, yeah.
pitch. And it's 1-2. He wanted that one. He wanted that one bad. Santana hits it high in the air to center field. Collins, with all kind of room, makes the catch. 2 away. That's going to bring up Jason Kipnis, who is 0 for 2. A couple of pop-ups left side tonight. Gets away, and down to second base goes Naquin.
First wild pitch for Verlander this year. He spikes that one. It looked like a changeup down. Goes off the chest protector of Wilson. And that allows Naquin to get himself in a scoring position. So a 2-out base hit could increase that lead to 2-0. If Jason Kipnis can get it. Kip on the air, 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
Two balls, no strikes, as Kipnis tries to come up with that elusive 2-out RBI knock right now. Down low 3-0 with Francisco Lindor waiting on deck.
No.
Verlander, as you see on your screen there, closing in on 100 pitches for the night. No action in either bullpen. Kipnis taking all the way. It's a strike. Popped him up again. Shallow left, in comes Upton. He's there, and he makes the catch. No runs ahead, a man left. Halfway through, it's still Cleveland 1, Detroit 0.
Savings and access to Tribe Rewards. Today's Tribe Rewards TV code is Kipnis. Just visit Indians.com season tickets for complete details.
Bottom of the 5th inning. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for Detroit. J.D. Martinez, Nick Castellanos, and Tyler Collins. Tomlin with a big curveball, and it's in there for a strike. Curveball, fastball, slider, changeup, you name it. He's thrown them all, and he's had confidence to throw them for strikes if he's needed to, for chase pitches if he's wanted to.
55 pitches, 36 strikes.
High fastball.
Getting inside on the hitters, really doing a nice job.
1 down. While Major League Baseball's global reach seems to be greater than ever for now, Cuba remains one country that's still outside that reach. Watch our special documentary, Cuba, Baseball's Final Frontier, Sunday at noon, right here on Sports Time Ohio. Rick, really, when you think about it, both of these guys, Tomlin and Verlander, are both doing a terrific job of pitching tonight.
Yes, they are. Well, the art of pitching, keeping the hitters off balance, you know,
changing moving it around the strike zone, in, out, up, down, you name it.
Changing speeds, keeping it off the barrel of the bat.
Castellanos fouls it back. 1-1. Kansas City's jumped on Baltimore for 3 in the bottom of the 1st at Kauffman Stadium. In the air to right field. Back is Chisenhall. On the track. Makes the catch. 2 down. White Sox hosting the Rangers tonight in Chicago. They're scoreless in the 2nd inning.
Tomlin tonight, 9 of 15 first pitch strikes.
Tyler Collins. First time up, he hit a hard grounder to first base. Mike Napoli got a piece of it, but it dribbled by him. Right behind him was Jason Kipnis, who picked it up and threw to first for the inning-ending out. One other Central Division score to tell you about: Washington tearing up Minnesota right now, 7-1. They're in the 5th. Say the Nationals mean business this year, at least the way they've started anyway. Wow, Josh Tomlin just rolling through this Tigers lineup. 12 straight retired by the Indians right-hander. Here at Comerica Park. Let's take a look back last year at Francisco Lindor's first major league hit right here at Comerica Park. Looked like it was extra bases for sure, but whoa, he bit the dust, and then he pointed at Miguel Cabrera, trying to make people think that Cabrera tripped him.
Yeah, look at everybody smiling there. The umpire, Lindor, Cabrera. I remember that was great. Something you'll never forget.
Lindor takes curveball for strike one. He walked in the first, called out on strikes to end the third inning on a borderline pitch that looked low. And now he pulls this one fair over the bag. Nice play by Cabrera, who feeds Verlander for out number one. Well, here's Francisco Lindor on returning to Detroit, where he picked up that first major league hit.
First thing I did today when I got dressed and I did everything I had to do on my way to the cage, I walked outside and checked the field out, you know. I still went out there and checked my mark is there.
My mark is there.
At least they didn't have a chalk outline of his body.
Yeah. It's probably a little too late because they were on the field, I'm sure. Somebody would have.
Oh, had this been a home game, you know, if that had happened in Cleveland, somebody would have done it.
If they would have hit extra and he was out there hitting earlier with nobody on the field, they probably would have done it. Something would have happened.
Napoli went too far, says Adrian Johnson down at first, and he's in the hole 0-2.
Right at the 100 pitch mark for Verlander.
Bullpen is busy. Left-hander getting loose. And Verlander's 1-2 pitch is fouled right back.
There you take a look at it. Stumbled a little bit going over the base, couldn't keep his balance, or it would have been an automatic double. Cabrera said, "Take it easy, young man."
Some guys talk about not being able to feel their feet hitting the ground. I don't think Lindor felt anything in his body as he was rounding first base. And a 1-2 to Napoli. And he takes a fastball for a called third strike. That's number 9 for the right-hander Justin Verlander.
Well, it's a fastball. He was elevating to him earlier, and he just challenged him right there. That little comeback to it. And Napoli, I don't know, must have been looking breaking ball, but takes the called third. You can see pitches by inning for Verlander.
Yan Gomes looks, it's outside, ball one. Gomes has struck out both times tonight.
This has been as good as, like I said, I've seen Verlander. I told you, his last win against the Indians came in this ballpark over 2 years ago, April 17, 2014. He has made 7 starts since that time and is 0-4 and a .519 in that stretch. Well, and he's been very, very good today.
It's hard to believe because the Tigers have just so utterly dominated the Indians.
I know. He hasn't been able to, though.
In the last 7 years in Detroit, the Indians are 19-44.
Yeah, they've never had any luck. You know, the way it's going right now, Tomlin in total control, unless they can get to that bullpen, because this should be Verlander's last inning.
Yep.
you know, you're going to have to win this very low-scoring game. 1-0, 2-1.
Gomes with a slow dribble to short, pulled him off the bag, but Cabrera apparently got the foot back on contact with first base, and the inning is over. Continues tomorrow as both Cleveland teams invade Detroit. Indians Live with Alan Jensen kicks off the day at 12:30, and we'll have the first pitch for you at 1 o'clock right here on Sports Time Ohio. April in the OH is presented by Meyer. Now Justin Verlander's night probably over after 107 pitches through 6 innings. Tomlin going into the 6th. Just over 60 on the night. Popped him up.
You love that too. Especially leading off an inning, bottom part of the lineup. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Bobby Wilson retired. And up comes Jose Iglesias. Iglesias recently drawing the praise of Omar Vizquel. Of course, Omar Vizquel was a tremendous Gold Glove and I think Hall of Fame shortstop for the Indians. And the thing that Omar has tried to work with Iglesias on is that consistent level of intensity. Now, we look at Omar, and I think because he made it look easy, you didn't realize how seriously he took his job and how intense he played the game. Ball might be trouble. Chisenhall into foul territory, reaches out and makes a terrific grab for out number 2.
Long way to run for Lonnie, but he's up for the task. Gets over in foul territory, realized he was going to get there and able to catch it easily. It didn't look like he was going to get there, but he covered some ground to get there.
And Kinsler takes down low. Kinsler's also worked with Iglesias, but I want to read something to you that Vizquel said I thought was really interesting. Vizquel says of Iglesias, he's always made the flashy plays. But Omar says it's not always about the showy plays. As Kinsler dumps a single into center field, and the Tigers finally get a base runner against Josh Tomlin. After 14 in a row retired by Tomlin, Kinsler's finally aboard. And Iglesias, I mean, the guy has crazy, look at this play. I mean, he just his body's completely elevated. And he makes that play. But Omar says it's not about those plays as much as the everyday play. It's more about technique and playing the game the right way. And there's little things that he says I think he still has to improve on. Like, I would like to see him throwing the ball to first base more consistently instead of throwing it at different speeds. He has the ability to do that, flip it underhand. But he said you've got to do it every single day.
Yeah, the consistent everyday play is what makes a guy so great. You know, the flashy plays, they happen once in a while, and to make it great.
Uh-oh, this is trouble. That's in the gap. Naquin cuts it off, but coming around third. Kinsler's coming home. Here's the throw, not in time, and the Tigers tie the game. And here is where the enormous outfield, the spaciousness of this park, cost you dearly if you're the opposition. The Tigers take advantage and tie it up on back-to-back hits after Tomlin had retired 14 in a row.
Well, he just hit it. That was a pitch elevated a little bit and right into the barrel head of the bat of Upton, and he gets it by Naquin. He cuts it off, but not when Kinsler can start off running knowing it was going to be in there. He scores, takes a peek behind, slides in. We have a tie ball game on 2 swings of the bat.
Yeah, maybe if there aren't 2 outs, maybe he doesn't get as good a jumper with 2 outs. He's just flat out going. And no shot. Now Miguel Cabrera, and he takes ball 1. A pop-up, a fly out, or foul out. And just when it looked like Tomlin was going to cruise through another inning, the Tigers finally strike. Straighten him up.
That's all right. Stay in there. Don't give in. If you walk him, first base is open. Don't worry about it.
That got more of the plate than Tomlin wanted, but yeah, Cabrera fouls him off.
Cabrera was trying to shoot it that way, too. He was trying to shoot it to right field. He was going to stay on anything and everything. When you shoot it to right field, it'll keep him back on the breaking ball, that slow curveball. It's been very effective for Josh tonight. So you don't want to make a mistake because it will speed up his bat.
Upstairs, 3-1. Victor Martinez waiting on deck. And with first base open, you got to wonder if Tomlin gives him anything to hit here.
Stay in there.
He did. In with that breaking ball. Slider to the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, slider, outside edge, very good location. You see, Mickey wants to drive in the run. He's getting after it. He wasn't going to take that pitch. It was actually an excellent pitcher's pitch.
And the 3-2, threw it again, but Cabrera not offering this time. And he'll draw the walk with 2 down and bring up Victor Martinez.
That's the first walk of the night for Tomlin, and I think a wise one. So with 2 outs now, he's still going to have to get another tough hitter in Victor Martinez.
Victor doubled the left center in the second inning, grounded out in the 4th. Three straight have reached here in the 6th inning for Detroit. And that did miss by a whole bunch. And it's ball one to Victor Martinez as you see Jeff Manship just now starting to get loose in the Cleveland pen. Tomlin's only at 75 pitches. But Terry Francona, realizing this is the third time through the order, he doesn't want to see the Tigers suddenly punch a hole in this game. Martinez taking. And Tomlin pours it over the outside corner for a strike. Right back to Lindor. He'll take it himself to the bag for the inning-ending force. And we'll head to the 7th inning in the Motor City, all knotted up at 1 apiece. The injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partner of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. And by Ford, built Ford tough. Seventh inning here in the Motor City, tied at 1. Let's go down to Andre, who has more on Marlon Byrd leading off here for Cleveland.
You guys have had some interesting conversations tonight talking about Justin Verlander and adjusting with age. Marlon Byrd in the same boat. He knows where he holds his hands. A lot of pitchers try to attack him up and in and away. So he keeps his bat, and he's ready for it. It'll be interesting this at bat to see if he can jump on one in that area.
He jumped on one here. It's deep to right field and gone.
Good timing, Andre.
Oh, did Marlon Byrd jump on it?
How about that? They give the Indians a lead right back on one swing of the bat. They answered it.
Byrd said, go ahead, try to throw it by me. And Verlander, who came back out after 107 pitches on the night, serves up the go-ahead home run.
That's a fastball out over the plate. It was tried to elevate it, but he didn't get it up high enough for Byrd. Second solo home run, and that's the difference in the ball game right there for Byrd, his second. And boy, one swing of the bat, and let's go. Indians back on top.
And now Lonnie Chisenhall 0 for 2 on the night. The shortstop Iglesias will make the catch one away. I'm curious, and I'm sure he'll be asked after the game about it. But what goes into the manager's decision to stay with a pitcher well beyond 100 pitches at this point in his career, too?
That's a veteran. He has a chance to win a ball game. He wants to go out there. He wants to win. He's paid to win baseball games.
He's paid a lot of
Yeah,
money.
exactly. So you know what? I totally understand. He had a chance. He was on cruise control tonight. This is the best game I've seen him pitch. He's given up 3 hits to that point. There's no reason why you can't send him back out there. They had their bullpen in case he got into any trouble last year. He had a 1-2-3 inning. I have no problem with him going back out there again. As a matter of fact, now I'm glad he did. He's given up only 4 hits. It just so happens 2 of them have left the yard. You know, the Indians coming into the game 14th in the league with home runs. They have just 14 on the year.
And Uribe fights it off. Out of play to the right. Now the 2-2. Another foul back.
Yes.
He went too far, says Eric Cooper, and that's the 10th strikeout of the night for Verlander. 2 down. Time for an in-game update. Let's go back to the studios with Al Pawlowski. Tyler Naquin singled his last time up, struck out in the 3rd. And a big curveball drops in for a called strike. Two starts ago, Verlander made 111 pitches against the Pirates. Closing in on 120 here tonight. 30 times now in his career. He's punched out 10 or more. I mean, he's earned it tonight because it's been a tight game. It was 1-0 before the Tigers tied it. Now the Indians go right back in front. Naquin tried to bang one up the middle, but Iglesias cuts it off, throws him out, and the inning is over. But Marlon Byrd sends one to the cheap seats, and the Indians regain the lead. 2-1. And here in the bottom of the 7th inning, it will be J.D. Martinez, Nick Castellanos, and Tyler Collins. Josh Tomlin goes back to work. Martinez twice has grounded out to the left side of the infield. High fly ball right field. Well hit. Chisenhall back on the track, and he makes the catch in the middle of the warning track for out number 1.
Well, 2016 season tickets are still available and include 8 different plans. When you buy a prorated 20-game plan, you'll get up to 12 games for free. Visit Indians.com season tickets for more details. Boy, anytime you see a ball off the bat of some of these Tigers go up to right field, you think it has a chance. He hit that one high and deep, but Chisenhall caught it on the track.
And there's that big curveball in for strike 1 to Nick Castellanos. Oh, that's a nice piece of hitting. I don't even know how he went down and got it. But Castellanos just flicks it into right field.
That's exactly what he did. You know, he didn't get out in front. He stayed back, and he just flicks it and picks it off the ground. He hit a little 9-iron. Look at that. He kept it up there, put it down, and he didn't really, you see his body didn't move out front. He kept his hands back enough, and he's strong enough to flare it over there to right field.
So that's the tying run as Mickey Callaway makes his way to the center of the diamond, and the Indians bullpen will scramble into action. Tomlin just over 80 pitches on the night. Zach McAllister will begin to loosen for the Indians. Indians coming into tonight with a record of 6-7. Their 13 games played is still the fewest in all of Major League Baseball.
Yes, it is.
Catching up to do at some point.
Oh, we'll catch up eventually. Patience.
Here is Tyler Collins 0 for 2 on the night. Quick throw to first, but Castellanos not far from the bag.
Tomlin likes to pay attention to base runners as well. Castellanos not a guy that runs, and I don't consider him a base stealer, but this is just how Josh Tomlin does it. Jared Saltalamacchia on deck to pinch hit.
Outside. Off the end of the bat, foul back. Josh Tomlin with a terrific performance here tonight. Gave up 1 hit through the first 5 innings of this game, and at one point set down 14 straight before the Tigers finally got on the board with a run in the 6th. Castellanos, very modest lead at first. And a ground ball by Napoli, but nice play by both Kipnis and Tomlin. And they get the second out of the inning. Castellanos, the tying run, into scoring position.
Their second 4-1 tonight.
Well, draft night is this Thursday, and we've got you covered with the Drennan Live Draft Special. Starting at 7:30, Bruce will talk with you about what's happening at the NFL Draft, and Ashley Collins will be in Berea to bring you updates. The Drennan Live Draft Special presented by the Cleveland Metro Parks. Well, Terry Francona is going to make a move right here. Tomlin 85 pitches into the ball game, but his night is over after 6 2/3 innings. With the switch hitting Jared Saltalamacchia coming to the plate, the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen will go to Zach McAllister, and we'll be right back. Tomlin's not real crazy about having to watch the rest of this inning unfold without having any hand in it. But such is the life of a pitcher in the major leagues these days. That's why the bullpen are so important. So much trust and value placed upon each and every arm stockpiled down there. Zach McAllister on for the 7th time this year. And he'll be facing a pinch hitter, Jared Saltalamacchia. But Josh Tomlin went 6 2/3 innings tonight. He gave up 4 hits, only 1 run, but he's out in a 1-run game after just 85 pitches tonight.
He did a great job, and there's not much more he could do. He got the ground ball. It wasn't hit hard enough to turn the double play. That tying run goes into scoring position, so he wants McAllister to come in here, hard thrower, to get after Saltalamacchia.
And a fastball inside, ball 1. Time called. Yan Gomes wants to go back through the signs again. Imagine having to learn to write your name when you were Jared Saltalamacchia at age 4 or 5.
Well, how would you like to have to sign his autograph? You just got to put an
S in
an S in a long line of about 3 feet. You circle a baseball twice.
Off the glove and down to third goes the runner, Castellanos. McAllister, I think they wanted this ball away, and this almost hit him.
Yeah, they sure did. They wanted it away. He just pulled it and threw it past Gomes to the backstop. So that'll go as a wild pitch.
Now the 2-1. Threw that by him at 94. Good fastball from McAllister. And a little run to this pitch too. Watch it just tail away from him. Threw it right by him and strikes him out to end the inning. So Zach McAllister, called upon in a clutch spot, does his job. And we'll go to the 8th, 2-1 Cleveland. Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Well, we head now to the 8th inning. And Detroit goes to the bullpen for the first time tonight. Left-hander Justin Wilson making his 8th appearance on the year, and he's yet to be scored on. 6 1/3 innings. He's walked 1, struck out 9. And he'll be facing the top of the order for Cleveland. Justin Verlander went 7 innings tonight, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, walked 2, struck out 10.
That's the best I've seen Verlander pitch against the Indians in quite some time. Just so happens the Indians were able to hit 2 solo home runs and take advantage of their 4 hits. He had 10 punchies tonight. The 30th time he's done that in his career.
Carlos Santana 2 for 3 tonight. Takes high ball 1. High pop back out of play. Santana started this game with a home run. His first ever game in the leadoff spot. And in his first plate appearance, ding dong.
On a 3-2 pitch, fastball inside. Worked the count deep, and that's originally why Francona wanted to put him up there.
Santana grounds out to start the 8th inning. 1 away. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. There was the 3-2 pitch that he hit out of the park for a home run. And then he doubled the opposite way with one out in the third. Just missed hitting another home run.
Really like that swing on the sinker. Fastball tailing away down and away where he drove it to left center field. You don't see him do that too often. He pulls off so many pitches, but that was a really pretty swing on that one.
Jason Kipnis 0 for 3, has flied out twice and popped up once. All 3 times he's been retired. Now, granted, that was Justin Verlander pitching, but he got him to pop the ball to the left side. Not 100% sure, but I think it was just 3 fastballs ultimately that they were maybe just up enough that Kipnis couldn't really do anything with them.
Well, yeah, tough pitch to lay off, but one you should make them bring it down. Not a whole lot you could do with it. Watch him. It's right there. That was fastball. That was located in. That was a strike. That one was up above the strike zone. He was upset at himself, and that one was, I think, a strike as well. He just ended up popping it up.
Pulls that foul. Two runs, 4 hits, no errors, 4 left for the Indians. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, 4 left for the Tigers. And Kipnis finally gets his knock tonight. He wraps one into right center field. And he's aboard with 1 out here in the 8th inning.
Well, here you go. He's been facing enough lefties, so he feels very comfortable in the batter's box, and he hits a good pitch and gets it into right field. A good at-bat for Kip. He gets his first hit, gets the 5th hit for the Indians.
Lindor will bat. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. He has struck out and grounded out. Justin Wilson. And Lindor swings through it. Wilson came to the Tigers from the Yankees in a trade this past offseason. He had been with the Pirates prior to that. Just inside. Back in 2013, Wilson pitched in 58 games for the Pittsburgh. How about this? Was 6-1 out of the bullpen with a 2.08 ERA.
Nice.
Following year, 70 appearances, ERA ballooned to 4.20. And then last year in New York, 74 times he was used. He was 5-0. Lindor finds the hole on the left side of the infield, and Kipnis will stop at second base. So back-to-back hits here in the 8th inning. Going to bring up Mike Napoli.
Look at Lindor go down and get this ball. Finds the hole between short and third. Wilson says, well, I made my pitch. Yes, you did. And that's what he was looking for, a double play ball, but Lindor found the hole. And hitters were hitting just $190. 190 off of Wilson coming into tonight, and you have back-to-back singles here and a chance to add on to a 2-1 lead.
Now Napoli's had a rough night, 0 for 3, striking out all 3 times. And a strike is called. Drew Verhagen getting loose in a Tiger pen. White Sox lead the Rangers 2-0 there in the 4th at U.S. Cellular Field. Washington tattooing Minnesota 8-3 in the 7th. Royals still lead the Orioles 4-1 there in the 4th at Kauffman. Two on Indians here in the 8th. 2 on, 1 out. Nothing doing at second base. And a good fastball. Wilson's got a very live arm as he pumps the fastball by Napoli to run the count to 1-2.
Yeah, a good breaking ball, and I did watch him in his warm-ups. He bounced 2 or 3 breaking balls in a row when he was getting loose. So heads up on the bases in case he tries to get him to chase a breaking ball down, back foot slider, something like that.
High fastball glancing off the bat of Napoli.
Boy, they ran one inside here, and he was just trying to check it. And as he's turning, that ball finds the bat and goes foul.
Now, with trying to run that pitch up, I always wonder, are they going to come back and try to?
You always think
bounce one.
You know, you can, but you don't. You want to trust your catcher if you bounce it. They're going up.
Up again. And he missed his target.
Yeah.
And Napoli fouled it off.
He's lucky. Did you see Wilson turn his head after that pitch was made in the cut? Saltalamacchia wanted it upstairs, and he left it down. He got away with one here.
Oh.
Right there, and it caught Salty on the arm, I think. But, boy, that's not where they wanted the location for that one. They want to elevate it because he's been swinging at him all night.
Kipnis in scoring position. And again, it glances off the bat of Napoli on a check swing.
That's pretty weird that you can do that with a fastball and a breaking ball. He's just up there protected, really.
Mike Sarbaugh looking to wave home Kipnis.
Yeah, he hasn't had to do anything tonight. The home runs, the Indians have scored on the home run ball except shake a couple hands. The right arm hasn't been moving. Or the left arm, however you want to do it.
It's pretty stationary down there. Not a lot of action, but not a lot of hits, not a lot of offense to this point. Indians threatening, though. And Napoli pops it out of play. Well, Justin Wilson about to make his 20th pitch of the inning. Runners go, and Napoli fights it off, foul down the right side.
Well, Kipnis has been timing him, and it's easier to steal third base off a left-hander once he takes his eye off. But you see, he gets a running lead. They never really stopped him on that pitch. But with 2 strikes, if you're Mike Napoli, you have to protect it. You got to try and hit that ball and get him in. So he wanted to go a couple of times and hesitated, but that time he took off, had a very good jump, but with 2 strikes, Napoli fouls it off.
Strikes him out. 4th strikeout of the night for Mike Napoli, and there are 2 down here in the 8th inning.
This time he doesn't go with the fastball. He went with a changeup down and away. He tried the curveball, he tried the fastball. Napoli was fouling everything off, so all right, let me go with my changeup, and he does get him to swing at it down and away. There's 2 outs now, and it's up to Yan Gomes.
And Yan Gomes 0 for 3. He's punched out twice, and he has grounded out. Down low, ball 1. And a pop foul, that's going to find its way into the seats down the right side. We're in the 8th inning with the Indians on top 2-1. 2 on and 2 out. And the 1-1 to Gomes. To right field, slicing, that's out of play. The inning started with Carlos Santana grounding out, and then back-to-back singles by Kipnis and Lindor. After the strikeout by Napoli, now Yan Gomes trying to deliver, but he's in the hole 1-2 as Justin Wilson tries to throw up a 0 for Detroit. Almost hit him, and I mean just missed. But it'll keep him honest by straightening him up.
Yeah, he did the same thing to Napoli on that one pitch. He ended up fouling it off his bat. He eventually got him with the changeup down and away. I don't know if that's the equalizer. He wants to go back in there. Or...
And a foul right back.
Well, for Wilson, a busy inning. 26 pitches. 19 of those 26 have been for strikes. The Indians just 1 hit away from extending this lead. Only up 1 here in the 8th, 2-1.
That's outside. And so Gomes, who was down on the count of 2 strikes, now has worked to count full.
Tigers still with a lefty and a righty going out in the bullpen. Verhagen and Ryan out there. I'm thinking that if he walks Gomes here, he may be out in that pen.
Runners go on a 3-2, and he strikes him out to end the inning. Boy, the Indians have swung and missed a ton tonight. That's a dozen strikeouts for Tiger pitching. But in the bottom of the 7th inning, a key at bat for Detroit. Jared Saltalamacchia pinch hitting. Zach McAllister attacking inside, staying inside even though he missed. And then eventually put him away by going away with the fastball.
Sure did. He didn't fool around with anything. You can see the power fastball, gets the strikeout. Tomlin appreciates it. And they're going to turn it over to Brian Shaw here in the 8th inning. He's coming on to face 9-1-2 in the Tigers lineup. 7th appearance for Brian.
Jose Iglesias swings at the first pitch and pops it to second base, one away.
Well, Josh Tomlin tonight had everything rolling. He had an outstanding curveball. He kept hitters off balance. He was cutting it. He was hitting his spots inside, outside. Nice changeup. Very good fastball. He was in total control tonight. They never got him until they 2 outs in the 6th inning on a single and an RBI double by Upton. But Josh was very good tonight. Gave up just the 1 run on 4 hits in 6 2/3 innings.
Ian Kinsler, 1 out of 3, singled and scored in the 6th inning. And a foul back into the seats. Want to welcome those of you who watched the Cleveland Cavaliers defeat the Detroit Pistons as the Cavs take a commanding 3-0 lead in that best-of-7 first-round matchup. Kyrie Irving with 26. Kevin Love and LeBron James each had 20 for the Cavs. Game 4, chance for the Cavs to sweep, will be Sunday night. Now the 2-2. Chase to one in the dirt. Gomes will pick it up, fire to first, and there are 2 down.
Seems like, and it always has since the start of this game, this has got to be a game you have to win 2-1. It looked like it was 1-0 for a while until Detroit tied it up in the bottom of the 6th, and then Marlon Byrd hit a leadoff home run to give the Indians a 1-run lead right back on the first pitch out in the 7th.
Now Brian Shaw has retired the first 2 here in the 8th, now facing Upton. Strike called. Upton not in agreement with Eric Cooper on that fastball. He thought it was up and away. Shaw gets the call, and he's 1 strike away from sending this one to the 9th. Well, back to even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him. Oh, that was a nice breaking ball by Shaw. And Upton swung right through it to end the inning. We'll go to the ninth. It remains Cleveland 2, Detroit 1. Thanks out. Tomorrow we'll have a special surprise guest from the Cavaliers stopping by the booth. You'll have to tune in to see who that is. Tomorrow, Indians and Tigers with a little afternoon action. It'll be a 1 o'clock start time here in the Motor City as Corey Kluber goes for Cleveland against Anibal Sanchez. But the Cavs certainly enjoying a 3-0 series lead now.
Trying to wrap it up.
Seems like
Sunday.
most of these first-round matchups have all been pretty one-sided. There's
Yeah,
a couple of them are still.
They usually are in the first round. Every once in a while you get a good game, but most of them are not too exciting.
Marlon Byrd homered to give the Indians the lead in the 7th, and he bounces one right at Ian Kinsler. 1 out on the 9th. It's our Pat O'Brien play of the game, courtesy of Marlon Byrd.
And why wouldn't it be? The Tigers just came back to tie this game up. Byrd takes the first pitch from Verlander and gives the lead right back. And Verlander was very good tonight, by the way. 10 bunch outs. The solo home run ball has certainly helped the Indians tonight.
Lonnie Chisenhall looks at a curveball down low. Lonnie 0 for 3. And that's out of play on the left side. Cody Allen is up, getting loose. Remember, he pitched 2 innings yesterday. The 9th and 10th innings. And as it usually works out, he's going to have to face Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, and J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, you're going right through the heart of that lineup.
Lonnie shoots one toward Castellanos at third base. 2 down. 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Verhagen, painting the outside corner with it, evening the count of 1-1. Rebate swings and fouls that heater back, but he's in the hole 1-2. Rebate trying to avoid becoming the third Indian to strike out at least 3 times in the game tonight. He chops one to short. Iglesias flips it over. And we'll go to the bottom of the 9th in the Motor City with the Indians 3 outs away from taking a series opening win from the Tigers. Brought to you by Mazda. Well, the Indians have fallen short of that scoring 5 mark to beat the Tigers, but they have the lead going into the bottom of the 9th. And they've held Miguel Cabrera in check to this point. Knock on wood if you have any nearby. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. But he'll be leading off the bottom of the 9th against Cody Allen, who will come on and try to nail down the save, looking for his 5th of the year. He pitched yesterday in a tie game, so he was saddled with the loss. But in save situations, he's been spot on. Zach McAllister retired, the only batter he faced, and the 7th. Brian Shaw, perfect 8. And so now, Rick, it's up to Cody. The rest of the guys have done their job.
And that's right. If you pitched well of a game, if you can hold this lineup to just 1 run, but he's going to have to go through the heart of the lineup, as we showed you. Cabrera, Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez. 1-run ball game.
The outfield will back up. They'll play deep. And Cody Allen's first pitch is a fastball high. That one, breaking ball, he never really had a chance. It's 2-0.
Okay, cut underneath that ball and just left it upstairs. Really trying to throw a very hard curveball. This hitter in the box could make you do that.
And a fastball at the knees, outside corner. And Cody gets the call. Crowd doesn't like it.
Well, take a look at it. It's down. And Gomes picks it back up, but Cooper calls it a strike, so that's a break.
Now the 2-1. Ran it in on his hands that time, and a foul back. It's 2-2. Now the 2-2 pitch. Took the sting out of his bat, popped him up, foul ground. Napoli near the tarp. Makes the catch. One away. Boy, that was some really fine pitching in that sequence to Cabrera, because, Rick, rarely do we see him caught off balance like that at the end of a pin at bat.
Yeah, and he came back with the changeup. He started him off, missed with the first two. A high fastball, a curveball, he could cut underneath, and he gets a nice break here on that low fastball for a strike. Ties him up inside. On the 2-2, he goes with the curveball, and he pops it up off the end of the bat, stays in play. Napoli puts it away. First out of the inning. Very big.
So Victor Martinez will bat 1 out of 3 on the night. And that's back out of play. Well, I tell you what, if you're a closer, and I don't care who you are, you have to come in and face Cabrera, Martinez, Martinez. That should be worth 2 saves.
Yeah, that's what you have to do when you come through some of these offenses that have some tremendous hitters.
1-1 with a high heater. Just missed outside, trying to wrap that around the outside edge, but just missing. 2-1. He's the 5th toughest hitter to strike out in the American League. And he has been a guy that just is very hard to strike out.
Was it a couple of years ago he had that streak where he had less strikeouts than it was walks?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, was that last year or was it 2 years ago?
I think it 2 years ago. He was hurt last year a little bit, I thought.
I think it was like halfway through the year too, and he was still.
Yeah, it was quite some time.
Rip to Kipnis, and with the shift on, he's got it for out number 2. Normally that's a hit, but in this day and age, it's an out.
It's a loud out, because Kipnis is playing very deep. I mean, and you can play deeper because Victor can't run down the line, but it was a line drive right at Kipnis. First 2 in the books.
And J.D. Martinez will bat for Detroit with 2 down and the bases empty. He's 0 for 3 on the night. He sends a ball to right field where Lonnie Chisenhall makes the catch, and the Indians take the series opener in Detroit by a final of 2-1. Boy, that was some seriously well-pitched baseball by the Indians tonight, and a couple of timely hits. 2 solo homers, a leadoff jack by Santana to start the game, a leadoff homer by Marlon Byrd to put him back on top in the 7th, and the Indians hang on for the 2-1 win to even their season record at 7-7, and the loss drops Detroit to a game over 500 at 8-7 on the year. Josh Tomlin will be the winning pitcher. He goes to 2-0, and Cody Allen has his 5th save of the year. The loss will go to Justin Verlander, who is now 1-2 on the year and hasn't beaten the Indians in, what, 3 years now?
2 years, a little over 2 years. April, 17th or 19th of 2014. It's been 8 starts. So, Josh Tomlin set the tempo all game long. He was tremendous. And Santana hits leadoff, hits a home run. Tito's birthday, happy birthday, Tito. I mean, doesn't get much better than that. If you can win a game like this in this ballpark, starting the series.
And he gets a lot of the credit because he put Santana in the leadoff spot and he leads off the game with a home run.
Happy birthday.
And a great